y'all, you ready to do our pickled beets that I peeled the other day? There are the beets. We've got our flats in some water that we're fixing to heat up, and we're fixing to get this thing done. Everything's turned off. I've got my jars sterilized. I washed them real good, and I've got them back here in this boiling in this water. But let me say this. You can do yours in a dishwasher. They do real good. Just put it in there and just put your jars. If you do it a lot, just do them in the dishwasher and they'll be sterilized, I promise you. They will be sterilized. I think I might have 2.5 jars. I might have 3, but I doubt it. But we're going to see. Sit your jars on a little towel. I've got mine sitting on this little towel right here, a little clean towel. You want to keep everything clean while you're doing this, okay? So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to take these off. They're ready. I'll move them right here. They're fork tender. Turn that off. All right, so now we're going to make our brine to go over it. We want 2 cups of water. This is a 2-cup measurer right here. We want 2 cups of water, 2 cups of white vinegar, I'm gonna make the whole recipe, even though I probably not gonna use all this. I'll put something else in it, some squash or something. I'll use it on something. And 2 cups of white sugar, so that's easy. 2, 2, and 2. 2 cups of water, 2 cups of vinegar, 2 cups of sugar. Now I'm going to turn it on and get it hot. Let that sugar dissolve. Now I'm going to put a little bit of salt in it. 1/2 teaspoon, which I had out here just a second ago. Here it is. You're supposed to use pickling salt. I do not have any. I'm just going to use plain old salt. Well, it's sea salt, and I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon. It'll be fine, I think. All right. Now we're going to put our beets in the jars while this is getting hot. All right. So come on over here and let's do that. Let me move this where y'all can see a little bit. Oh, I can't move it. I gotta have it put it in the jar. I don't know what I'm thinking about today. I don't think I slept good last night. I feel like I'm just kind of in a daze. This is one of my prized possessions right here. It's a thick, real thick glass funnel. I've had it for I don't know how long. A long time. A very long time. Uh-oh, I think I got too many. Let me see. Nah, that's good. All right, let's do this one. All right, this is getting warm, so I'm sure our sugar is melting. We're going to let it come to a low boil, not a rolling boil. You want to put your flats, in case you've never, I think that y'all have done this before, but put your flats in water and bring them to a boil, because that rubber on the flats has to get hot so it seals real good, okay? Well, I might have 3 jars. I had pickled beets Sunday for lunch because the guy that brought me these beets, he brought me a jar of his pickled beets that he fixed. And y'all, they were so good. I had them with all my Sunday lunch that I fixed. We're gonna have 3 little jars. You know, back in the olden days, they tried a lot of stuff they did. They counted it. So they made sure that since there's 52 weeks in a year, they tried to make sure that they had 52 jars of different things. And I remember when hog killing, well, I don't remember, but George told me. I remember when hog killing weather came in, his grandmother, she would not let them quit killing hogs until she had 52 gallons of grease. Now what you think about those apples? All right, your little top of your jar right here has to be real clean. You don't need any juice in it, on it or anything. So get you a clean paper towel or a clean dishcloth and make sure you wipe the top of it real good. Okay? And only do one at a time. That's what we gotta do, just one at a time. All right, I'm gonna get the out. All right, this is hot, y'all. It's hot. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. I don't want it to just boil forever. It's up your acidity. Just get it good and hot. All right, I'm gonna pour some in here, so this will help me to. Let's see if y'all can see now. Okay. All right, so we're going to pour some in one of our jars. Come up to the, not all the way to the top, but just where that little rim comes, like that. Get you out your flat that's back here just a boiling, like this. Quickly dry it off with a clean dish towel, which I've already gotten out and I moved it. Lay it on that clean top right there and put your ring on it. You want to tighten it, but you don't want to overly tighten it. Just tighten it just like that. That'll be good, okay? Now let's do the next one. Dry your ring off, your little rim, to make sure you didn't get any on it. It's real easy. Get your flat out of here. And this one is one of those big mouth flats. So I dry it off just a little, quickly, and then do it. You don't do all of them. You do one at a time. Tighten it and do the next one. Okay. Get your flat out. Dry it off with a clean towel. Make sure the rim is dry and nice. Put the flat on it. Put the ring on it. Alright, and tighten it, but don't tighten it so tight, just a regular tighten. Now you need to move this back on your counter out of the way of any draft. And I've got my air conditioner on, so what I'm going to do is slide this clean towel back in here in this little inlet back here. And I'm going to let it sit out right here out of the draft of the air conditioner. And so there we have our pickled beets. Now when this flat, when you can push it down, or sometimes it pulls itself down. Oh, I forgot to do something. He told me to water bath this. Let me do that for 10 minutes. I forgot. Here's how I water bath. I'm going to move this out of the way. We got a little bit of stuff left. When you're doing tomatoes, I don't water bath. They are so acidy, and I never lose a jar of tomatoes. I do it just exactly. I put them in a pot, cut them up, put them in a pot, and get them real hot. Let them boil a little bit. Here's what I do. I take a clean cloth, put it in my boiler, and push it down for my jars to sit on. That's how I do a water bath. That's just to get it really hot to make sure it seals. Okay, that's all that is. But I don't do my tomatoes this way. I surely don't. All right, let's let that get real hot. Let it heat up about 10 minutes. We'll let it cook. And then we'll put it over here on the side like I've got that one. Let me see, what time is it? Okay, it is 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, but anyway, what I was telling you about George's grandmother, they would kill hogs in the wintertime. And since there's 52 weeks in a year, she would not let them quit killing hogs until she had 52 gallons of lard. And she lived to be old. So did his granddaddy. And we worry about now about what we're eating. Well, she ate lard. And let me tell you what she did with her lard. That whole gallon. It took a whole, she used a gallon a week. That's why she had to have 52. She had 3 boys and a husband that lived with her. That's what they ate. All 5 of them ate 52 gallons of lard. All right, so see, this is doing now. See that? Getting good and hot. All right, so anyway, she made her pie crust out of lard. She made her biscuits out of lard. She greased all her pans with lard, like for her cornbread and stuff like that. She made dumplings with lard, and she fried chicken and pork and beef or whatever she wanted to fry in the lard. And that's what she did with her lard. And I think that they put a little bit, used it like a salve. You know, like if their feet were cracking or their hands were dried. Because they didn't have things like we have today. And so they used the natural stuff on their bodies. And so that's what they did. All right, y'all, it's a popping over here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Doesn't need to get that high. Some of y'all are thinking, listen, I've got a canner. And it's huge. It's a big one. And I've done water bath before, but you know, you don't water bath your jelly. You don't water bath any of those fruit things you do. I don't water bath the tomatoes. You could, just for safety's sake, I guess. But what I do is I do my tomatoes, cut them up. I don't put any water or anything in them, and I get them real hot, let them boil a while. And then I can them just like you saw me do that. And I put a skimpy teaspoon of salt in each jar of tomatoes. After I put the tomatoes in, I put the salt in, and then I put my flat on it, wipe the top off, and seal it. And that's how we did it. And I canned tomatoes. I canned green beans. Now, green beans, I used my pressure canner, and I put my jars in my pressure canner. And all I did with them is I just snapped them, put them in the jar, covered them with water, put a teaspoon of salt in them there with them, and put the lid on it and all like that, and then put it in my canner. And then I did, according to the recipe, I forgot how long it was. Just put a little while. I mean, it probably was 35, 40 minutes. And you canned them. And I canned beans. Lord, did we ever can beans. We had running beans. And so they just kept making and making and making. And I told y'all that when I first used my canner, you know, I was young. Lord knows I was young. I married when I was 20, and I didn't know anything. But, so I got that new canner and I was scared of it because I remember that time that Mama was canning and cooking turnips and some got stuck up that little thing and it blew the top off and turnip greens went all over the kitchen. So I was kind of scared. And so I thought, what am I going to do? I got all these beans I want to can. So I called the home extension office here in Andalusia, Alabama. And I told them that I was young, that I wanted to learn how to can beans, and could they tell me how? And that sweet, darling woman, and I can't even remember her name, whoever she was, she said, oh, darling, I'll come out there and help you. She said, all you got to do is pick your beans and have them snapped and have your jars out, and I'll help you do it. And she came and spent the day with me. Now, isn't that something? How many home workers, your home extension workers, do they still go to houses and help people like they helped me? I don't know whether they do or not. Anyway, this was easy, and I didn't have any vinegar. I called Hannah a while ago. I said, do you have vinegar? I need 2 cups. She said, I do, Mama, and I'm not home. Just go on in the house and get it. It's on the right side of my sink on the top shelf. I said, okay. So I walked in over there, and Banks was there. I said, what are you doing, darling? She said, shelling these shrimp. Mama told me to shell every one of these things, and I hate doing it. I said, well, I'm sorry. I said, I can't help you. I got to go. All right, we're going to let this cook a minute, and then I'll be right back. Hey, I'm fixing to take them out. They're hot as a firecracker. I'm going to let them sit right over here out of the draft. Don't cover them up or anything. Just let them sit there. All right, I had a little bit of this left over, so I hated to waste it. So what I did is I took one of those onions off of my pantyhose thing there. And I put them in a jar. I just cut them up while I was waiting on that to boil. And I'm going to pour it over here, and I'm not going to seal it or anything, I don't think. I'm just going to do it like this. I mean, I've got the top and the lid to go on it, but I think I'm just going to keep it in the refrigerator and just eat on them because it's no use to canning them. I'm going to get this hot and pour over them. Reckon I ought to put a garlic clove in it or just plain old onion. Let's put a little salt in there. It'll go down in there. You could put some spices in there. I've got all kinds. I've got dill and everything else. All right, that's not gonna get hot because I hadn't got it on. Okay, y'all, this got hot, and so I'm gonna pour it over. And I went ahead and did me 2 garlic cloves. I'm gonna pour this over it. I don't know if I'll have enough, but we'll see. Ooh, what you say? Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. Okay, let me get out my flat and put on top of it I'm gonna put this on in the refrigerator. Oh, wrong size. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm fixing to do? And that isn't right either. I don't have a flat I don't have anything that fits this. This is not a canning jar. I'll just stick it in the refrigerator like this. It'll be fine. I don't think you can mess up an onion anyway, do y'all? Okay. Look here what I've got back here. Aren't those gorgeous? They're farm eggs. Look at that. A lady had chickens and brought me some. She said, I know Hannah's got chickens and she probably gives you eggs. And she does. She gives me eggs. But when you're cooking for as many people as I cook for, they don't last very long, so I go through a lot of eggs. And so she gave me those. I've already eaten several of them. They are so good. They are. Well, y'all, that was our pickled beet lesson. You may not even like beets. I like beets. And did I tell you how Mother did them? I think I did, didn't I? The other day when I talked about Mama bought a gallon of beets and poured the juice off, and then she mixed her vinegar and sugar and put over it. That's what she did. Because she didn't have any beets. She didn't have any. The other day, I did a live, and you know, when I do a live, how come there's so many people watching it? And when I do a video, there's not. I don't know why that is. Maybe they're not following me on the regular show. I don't know. Y'all have a really good day. I am so sleepy. I am fixed to go over there. I got some leftover coffee over there, and I'm fixed to pour me a cup. I'm putting it in the microwave, and I'm going to sip it because I need it. And I may put some of that half and half that I bought the other day. I may put that in it. I may put some sugar in it. I may doctor it up. But I'm going to have that cup of coffee, that's for sure. Y'all have a good afternoon and enjoy the little things of life. That's what's so special, isn't it? Jesus loves you, whether you realize it or not, whether you know it or not. That doesn't change the fact, does it? Love y'all too. Bye.